And welcome back, YouTube. It's Wednesday night. Hang on, gotta pull out the Obama phone because I'm forgetting the date. December 28th, I think. Where the date shows up on the screen is where it's like extra shattered, so it's really difficult to read. Yeah, Wednesday, December 28th, 6:24 p.m. Getting a little bit of a late start today, not terrible, and I was up on time. I was just kind of lollygagging around the apartment, trying to get ready. I was really worried it was going to continue to be as wet and rainy as it was this morning, because that's what was in the forecast when I went to bed. On the bright side, the rain seems to be done, so when I go outside for the TDR training, assuming that happens tonight, I won't have to deal with that. That's a good thing. But it's chilly. It's like lower 50s. Sorry, as I said that, I just realized how ridiculous that sounds compared to like how cold it is in the rest of the country right now. But lower 50s is Phoenix cold. Just throwing that out there. Got my new GYR hoodie on though, so I'm ready for it. Also got the one Christmas gift that I got this year. Priscilla actually made me a pretty cool shirt. And I've mentioned her making shirts and jackets and stuff before. The other day, not yesterday, but the time before that I stayed and slept during the day at her house. Oh, and come to think of it, the last time I massively overslept going to work. That day I didn't get into work till like after 11 p.m. Anyway, that reminds me, I still got to put a little PTO on yesterday's showing up late to work moment. Still debating as to whether I want to put like 18 minutes on it for. I think it was 2 hours and 18 minutes late, debating as to whether I want to put 18 minutes on it or 2 hours and 18 minutes on it. I don't have that much PTO left. I want to say maybe 6 hours. I mean, I do have that much PTO left, but I don't have a lot of PTO left. I want to say around 6 hours or so. But I believe on the first of the month, which is very close, I get a brand new dump of 10 hours. So I don't know, still probably in my best interest to conserve as much of it as possible. At least I don't need to be worried about being late to work today. I checked, even though I'm a little late heading out the door, I checked the traffic, and there's no traffic to speak of. Again. Holiday light, as Detour Dan likes to call it. So, speaking of Detour Dan, I wonder what's going on. What's on KTAR right now? Oh, what I was going to say about Priscilla making stuff. So not the last time I slept over at her place and overslept, but the time before, I woke up and she wasn't there. Last time I woke up, she was there actually in bed, sleeping with me. She had went to the dentist office, and I guess all that stuff, the whole dental experience just had her exhausted to the point that once I didn't wake up for work, she just fell asleep cuddled up next to me, which was nice. Admittedly, that was really nice. So, that subreddit always cracks me up. And honestly, I don't go there that much anymore, just because of what it has devolved into, which it was well on its way to being when I started going to it 3 years ago. Oh damn, still hitting some traffic here where I hit the 10. This intersection is what most Venetians refer to as the mini stack, which is where the Loop 202 on the east side, as well as the 51, both end at the I-10. And I-10 makes about a 90-degree turn from going east and west to going north and south. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's designated as an east and west interstate from California to Florida, but in reality, like right now, notice I more or less went straight. I'm continuing my westbound travel at roughly a quarter mile south of McDowell Road, but yeah, I-10 in the opposite direction. Like I just joined a whole bunch of lanes. I just joined I-10 in the opposite direction, turns and heads straight south. And it's the same kind of effect if you're going southbound on the 51. And that makes a whole lot more sense on like really, really old ADOT Phoenix freeway plans. All right, we got another guy driving with no tail lights. Got a guy gun shy about changing lanes. And then tailgating. Anyway, I was trying to mention Priscilla going to get vinyls, then I got sidetracked on our vinyl. And vinyls being the most hotly contested word on there. Yeah, what the phrase that is, the thing that's bothering me the most lately on, beyond people, the usual Christmas flurry of, oh look, my mommy bought me look what I got for Christmas, I'm a vinyl collector now. And just an absolute crap record, plastic record player that is absolutely nothing to be proud of. Not sure if this truck is coming to the right or not. Okay, so I'm seeing something right now I just want to mention from my TDR training yesterday. So that bar hanging below the back of the semi-truck there with the reflective tape on it, the red and white reflective tape, I always thought that was a sort of like a bumper and was there to stop cars from driving underneath the trailers. And yesterday I learned that's and of course I've already forgot what the fuck it's called, which I'm sure at some point is going to be an awkward situation where I have to describe it and I can't remember what it's called, but I remember what it's for, and that's the important thing, because I would actually be doing that job as of today. And is this guy actually changing lanes? No, he's just driving around the road with his blinker on. That bar is what's used with our docking system, and presumably the docking system of several other warehouses, to lock the back of the trailer to the building. Like, I was quite familiar with the TDR controls and how it works, the dock ramp, because I mean, I'm as a forklift operator, I'm watching that, watching that operated every day. It have have been for quite some time, where the ramp comes out and lays into the truck, and I just assumed the trucks were just kind of, I don't know, I guess I just assumed that they were parked back there where they're supposed to be, and that people on the outside just did whatever they had to do to make sure that they didn't roll off. But yeah, yesterday I learned that the thing that has the plate that comes out also has a hook that comes out from the building, and it hooks and clamps onto that bar, the reflective bar on the back of the truck. So, yeah, I'm really talking about 5 subjects today and getting to no conclusion. So, vinyls, or vinyl. Yeah, the phrase that's driving me nuts is people calling their record players vinyl players or vinyls players. That's funny to me. And that's just coming from in their warped little minds, because as much as I'm absolutely disgusted by the cheap portable record players of today, and the cheap record players today, and to be honest, pretty much all cheap record players. And by cheap, I don't mean inexpensive. By cheap, I mean ones with plastic tone arms that don't have counterbalances, and plastic platters that are smaller than 12 inches, and anything that uses a ceramic cartridge. I see those when I go into places like Walmart or Target, usually underneath the records, and I've never seen one labeled on the box as a vinyl player. Air quotes around vinyl player. Although I expect to see that soon, as much as that phrase is being tossed around on Reddit and other social media. Anyway, yeah, that phrase disgusts me. But the one that seems to be most triggering for other record collectors is vinyls. In other words, more than one record is vinyls. VINYLS. I do like to jokingly throw out that if I was to ever open a record store, and I came really close to opening a record store when I lived in Tucson, but that's a separate tragedy. If I was to ever open a record store, a physical record store, not an online thing, because kind of I still got that, is that I would want to locate it near a university campus or a college campus and call it Vinyls. Does that actually be the name of the store? Vinyls, VINYLS. Just to drive normal record collectors absolutely nuts. But at least there would be a proper use of the word vinyls. That would be the proper noun as the name of my store. I got really sidetracked from... by the way, vinyls is not the plural of vinyl, unless you're actually talking about more than one kind of vinyl. Not to be confused with more than one vinyl record. The plural of that is records. It always has been. Or vinyl records. Anyway, so Priscilla was actually going to the store to buy vinyls because she was buying more than one type of vinyl, more than one color and pattern of vinyl. But the vinyl she's buying is not records, but rather the stuff that she uses in a cutter to make shirts. And she made me a pretty cool shirt, and unlike a lot of her other creations, it doesn't suffer from being too busy. I forget what the text was she put on it, but it's actually really legible, because I've also told her some of her shirts that it's not that I felt that the color she chose for the lettering wasn't high contrast enough to make it legible, which to me is a really big deal. Anyway, I what it says, but yeah, it's a black shirt with like reflective silver lettering, so nice high contrast on the lettering. But the coolest thing about it is it's a picture of my cat that passed about 2 years ago, whose name was Shadow. And I think I started this vlog after Shadow died, if memory serves. But of all the cats that I've ever had, and I've had a lot of cats over the years, I'm very much a cat person, always have been. Of all the cats that I've ever had, Shadow is the one that was with me the longest. And I forget exactly what year I got Shadow, but and it's hard to say whether I found Shadow or Shadow found me, but she was an adult cat when I found her. I mean, for as many years as I had her, obviously she would have had to have been a fairly young adult cat when I found her, but adult cat regardless. Definitely well past being a kitten. I found her in the parking lot of my old Tempe apartment, outside and scared to death, and of course I came home kind of buzzed, so easily distracted by, ooh, what's that sound? It sounded like a crying baby. Ended up being a cat. I brought her inside. I know I've told the story of Shadow before, now that I'm thinking about it on this vlog, but anyway, she quickly came around and just very, very smart cat, very, very friendly cat. Anyway, one of her things, which is not an unusual thing for cats, was to climb into boxes. And the thing with my cat Shadow versus other cats is, if she's in a box, don't reach into the box. Not if you value your hand and aren't wearing a really sturdy glove, because yeah, she would defend her space in the box with very sharp claws, kind of viciously sometimes. She wasn't playing. Anyway, she's got a picture of Shadow looking out of the box, looking really sweet, which is funny when you think of what would happen if you'd have reached into that box and tried to pull her out of it. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of pictures of the cat that was a part of my life for, I want to say, about 13 years. I know I had Shadow. I got Shadow before my younger daughter was born. Certainly before I met Priscilla. But yeah, she finally succumbed to many of the issues of just straight up old age. It was a very old cat. And she passed a couple of years ago. So kind of nice to have a shirt that actually has a picture of Shadow on it. I do have another shirt that has a picture of a cat that looks very much like Shadow in like an astronaut outfit. And I always kind of joke that was my shirt with Shadow on it. And that particular, I made really good time. It's only 43 after right now. Probably pissing off the driver behind me by coming to a full stop at that stop sign, but you know, that's what stop signs are for. I was just thinking about how weird it is that Roosevelt Street just doesn't go through. Yeah, I wonder how much less traffic there would be going through that stop sign in the 79th Avenue exits. Well, not the 79th Avenue exit, but if the bit of 79th Avenue that connects from the 79th Avenue exit to right there at Roosevelt was actually finished. I'm wondering that. Although I know a lot of people, just like myself, are single car drivers to work. yeah, it's just kind of has me thinking. I wonder why I kind of wish that at some point in time I would have worked out like a good carpooling situation with Miguel, because I know he lived within a half mile of me. So I haven't heard anything about Miguel in quite some time. I heard he quit to deal with some family stuff in Mexico. So who knows if he quit the right way or he just left. Because that all has a lot to do with whether or not you're eligible for rehire with Amazon. That's one thing I definitely want to make sure that I do, is if I ever quit Amazon, I want to make sure I'm definitely eligible for rehire, because I feel that certainly ups my employment opportunities pretty much anywhere in the world. Anyway, sorry, not a whole lot. It's making not a whole lot of sense. Ooh, oh, pretty SUV on the left side. It's got a big old scrape and ding down the side. Ouch. Wow. Wonder how much of that person's income goes to their car payment. That looks like a really expensive SUV. Although, one thing I've been learning reading the Amazon FC subreddit is that there are people in this building that make a pretty damn good salary. Not that I'm one of them, but you know, it's something I think about. I do think about trying to kind of move up the management ladder of Amazon. Although I the way I am, I wonder how successful I'd be at it. But regardless of the way I am, I've been generally successful here, from what I do. So I do know my attendance issues wouldn't fly if I was a T4 or higher manager, and it probably wouldn't fly if I was in a different role, such as higher paying roles, such as maintenance or safety, anything beyond ASC. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for coming with me on the drive, and time for my adventure learning TDR.